Welcome to this week's episode of 5 Minutes of Management. I'm Frank Kalman along with Rick Bell. Rick, I know I said our first episode of 2018 was great, but I'm willing to bet that this one is going to be even better. We're going to talk about the declining big company pay premium as well as low prices and high pay at Walmart. For as long as most of us can remember, working for a large company almost always meant better pay. But recent research from Stanford University economists say that the pay premium no longer holds as much water. Similar workers at larger companies used to earn significantly more than their small firm counterparts. This premium worked out to almost 50% higher pay in the early 1980s for an employee who went from a company employing fewer than 100 people to one employing 10,000 or more. But Stanford economist Nicholas Bloom and his co-authors found in an analysis of millions of federal income data from the late 1970s through 2013 that premium has shrunk to just 20%. And it is mostly lower paid workers or those without a college degree propelling the trend. According to the study's author, the bottom 50% of workers by pay received almost no premium for working at larger firms in 2013. Meanwhile, the premium remains steady for college graduates. Rick, what do you think is the driving force behind this trend?
Frank, I think we've seen this rise in entrepreneurialism over the past, 2-3 decades, and so I think that really plays into it. Also, we've seen a decline in the number of union members. So I think those, coupled with the fact that these larger corporations tend to be lower paying Walmarts and McDonald's, really does sort of drive home this point.
Speaking of Walmart,
Frank, Walmart just announced that it is going to make its employees rich. The retail giant is boosting its minimum wage to $11 and providing bonuses up to $1,000 for hourly workers. Why? Well, 2 words, Frank. GOP tax cut. Late last year, we saw AT&T and Comcast dole out bonuses. Fifth Third Bank raised its salaries to $15 an hour, and American and Southwest Airlines also dished out bonuses after the first of the year. Frank, no good deed goes unpunished. Maybe I should just be glad that these companies are ponying up cash for its workers. Is this truly the dawning of a new era in employer-employee relationship? Or is this just timely PR move on the part of these large corporations to take advantage of the much ballyhooed tax cut?
Rick, first of all, GOP tax cut is 3 words, but who's counting? I think this is a hard one. I think it's a good thing that workers are getting raises, albeit modest ones. And I think for the workers that are getting $1,000 bonuses, that's great. But if you crunch the numbers, if you give out a $1,000 bonus to say, 250,000 workers, that's probably a couple $100 million all told. And if you look at the numbers that are going to be coming in for these companies on the profit side after the tax cut takes effect, they stand to save billions in profits. So, I know a company like BP is probably going to, retain almost $30 billion in profits. Yeah, $200 million, fine. It's a drop in the bucket for them. But I don't want to discourage companies for paying workers more, and I definitely don't want to discourage them from giving bonuses, all of which are a good thing. But is this some sort of, valiant act that is only possible as a result of a corporate tax cut? I don't know.
Yeah, same here.
Well, that's all we have for this week's episode of 5 Minutes of Management. As always, subscribe to our YouTube page to see all of our episodes. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Workforce News. And of course, for all workforce coverage, check out all our content at workforce.com. For Rick Bell, I'm Frank Kalman. We'll see you next week.